we have one very, very important question. What if a person, he wants to practice Islam, but practicing Islam makes him depressed because he feels it's such a burden that all these things you have to live by, all the different rules. You have to, if there's a sister, she has to obey her husband, or she have to be in this way or that way, or if it's a man, he has to do all of these things.
He has to obey his wife.
Has to obey his wife. Spend so much time with the wife. You know, Sheikh.
Yes.
Yes. So
I know about your situation.
No, but not my situation, Sheikh. Sheikh is very funny, mashallah.
Yeah.
So basically, if there's a person who feels burdened by the obligations of Islam and gets depressed by that, how to solve that?
Yeah. Okay. I think that can be answered as follows. First of all, my dear brothers and sisters, you know, they say that one of the symptoms of depression is the person feels suicidal. Do you know how many people commit suicide in Britain? The population of Britain is 55 plus or minus million. Do you have any idea how many people commit suicide in Britain? Britain, my country, I know about my country, I don't know about your country. Do you, give me a guess. 50,000 a year. Allah Yahdik, by 50,000 there will be no British people.
Are you saying the Sheikh is one of them? What's going on here, man?
There will be no British people. And if I say this, they will report me to MI5.
He's probably thinking of the mad cow disease.
No, they said that on average between 4,000 and 5,000 people commit suicide on a yearly basis. This is a big number, which means that around 15 persons commit suicide on a daily basis in Britain. Yes, 15 plus or minus. This is a big number. Now, you tell me. Okay, I remember in 2006 I was preparing a lecture, and then, subhanallah, it happened that I had some visitors from Finland. At that time, Finland, you know, was very, very advanced in technology. And if you remember the mobile, Nokia mobile phones, yeah, they were on top at that time, but now they lost. Yeah, this is another story, but why Nokia lost. But the issue is, they told me that the population in Finland is around 5 million people, 4 to 5 million people. In one day, 25 people committed suicide. Now, why do they commit suicide? Technology is there. Yeah, luxury is there. Facilities are there. So why do they commit suicide? It means that luxury, fame, as the Sheikh said previously, money, wealth, etc., will never give you real happiness. It might give you what? It might give you temporary happiness. So my dear brother, my dear sister, whenever you think of Islam and some of the restrictions that Islam put on you in order for you to live a better life, in order to empower you, in order to free you from being enslaved by other means. So don't think at one side, think that if you are not Muslims, you will have more restrictions in your life. I'll give you a very simple example. The weather might be so cold, and women, because of fashion, they will go in a very revealing clothes. They might be freezing cold, but because they have enslaved themselves to the fashion, they have to follow the fashion, although it is not the best clothing at that time. Does that happen or not? So why do you consider that when you wear conservative clothes, you are being restricted, but when you wear revealing clothes, you are being free? No. It might be free from one angle, but from the other angle, you have accepted to be enslaved to the materialistic life. And that's why many people are enslaved now by consumerism, the culture of consumerism. They want to run from something and they will be enslaved by something else. So don't ever think that the restrictions that Islam put on you, they will be real restrictions to restrict you from happiness or freedom. In fact, they bring you happiness and freedom. I give you another example. Some people say that waking up for Fajr is a real difficulty and it is a test. Yes, it is a test and a real difficulty. And I was discussing it with some brother who was up to this this notion of maqasid al-sharia, and he said according to the aims and the aims and desires of Sharia, we should just give a leeway for people. I said yes. Who told you that people will be more happier when they don't wake up for Fajr? In fact, as the Prophet ﷺ said, when you miss Fajr, not out of a valid reason, what will happen? أصبح كسولا خبيث النفس. He will wake up in a very negative mood because he missed Fajr. And some people don't feel this because they are missing Fajr too many times, so the norm for them is to be in that negative mood. However, try to wake up for Fajr and see what will happen to your mood. Did you understand this point, my dear brothers and sisters? Did you understand this point? If you wake up for Fajr, this will improve your mood. Yes? And although there was a level of difficulty, but that level of difficulty brings more happiness to you. And this is the philosophy of Islam. It gives you some restrictions in order to provide you with more happiness. But with materialistic life, it gives you a temporary happiness that will bring more problems for you. Same as a person who does not restrict himself or herself in terms of food. A person who eats a lot, he might enjoy the food, yes, but that is a temporary enjoyment. But if he continues like this, he will have many health problems. So we need to understand Islam from that perspective, that Islam is providing those restrictions for you to live a happier life. And don't ever think that the other people who are not following the Islamic guidelines are more happier than the Muslim people. Yeah. Well, I have some more solutions for the so-called depression.
How many?
Quickly, one important solution, my dear brothers and sisters, is remembering death. Remembering death in a positive way will bring you happiness in your life, or it will strike the balance in your life. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, remember death a lot. أكثر من ذكر هذه من اللذات. Why? He said, if you were so excited by your life, by your luxury life and the lifestyle that you are living, once you remember death, it will bring you to the reality of this life, that it is not everything, and then you will live a balanced life. Same thing. ما ذكره أحد في ضيق. If a person is going through so-called depression, when he remembers or she remembers that they are going to die, they will remember that this sadness is worthless and this sadness is going to end end soon, and the real life is life after death. That is the real happiness. And the main objective of this life is to attain the maximum in the second life, which is the real life. Then this takes him from the imprisonment of the dunya to the vastness of the akhirah. So remember the akhirah. And I always say to brothers, and sisters who suffer from depression, think about the akhirah for 5 minutes every single day. The second thing is, whether we agree that there is something called depression or there is no depression, the key thing is this symptom, yes, should not stop you from your ibadat and should not justify for you committing sins. This is the key thing. You became sad, but this sadness should not stop you from the main ibadat. And this sadness should not make you committing sins. This is the bottom line about whether we have depression or whether we don't have depression. The other thing is a lot of dua. My dear brothers and sisters, dua has a very, very effective way of dealing with psychological problems. Why is this? First of all, by dua, you become more attached to Allah Jalla wa Ala, and you become more empowered by Allah. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah." The dua is the essence of ibadah. This is one thing. The dua is a treatment itself. Many people don't think of the dua as a treatment. No, the dua is aqwa al-asbab, as Ibn al-Qayyim said. It is the strongest reason for achieving what you want to achieve. So itself is a treatment. And that's why one of the dua is the dua that the Prophet ﷺ taught to Abu Umama when he saw him in the masjid sad, and he said, "Abu Umama, what's wrong with you?" He said, "Ya Rasulullah, daynun lahiqani, or duyunun lahiqatni. I have a lot of debts." So the Prophet ﷺ said, "Shall I inform you about a dua? Once you say it and you repeated it continuously, Allah Jalla wa Ala will help you against it, and Allah Jalla wa Ala will remove that from you." He said, "Yes, Ya Rasulullah." Then the Prophet ﷺ said, "Say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan wal-jubni wal-bukhl wa ghalabati ad-dayn wa qahri al-rijal." Then Abu Umama said, "I continued saying this dua, and I found that I was relieved." Yeah. So dua is the last thing, is another thing. The last thing that I would like to mention, okay, quickly. There are some other things to be mentioned, but the last thing I would like to mention, which is connected to the lecture about the importance of Quran in our life, is reading Quran. Reading Quran. Wallahi, my dear brothers and sisters, the recitation of the Quran has an amazing unexplained or unexplanatory way of treating your illnesses and empowering yourself. Let me say that again. Wallahi, my dear brothers and sisters, reading Quran has an amazing impact on yourself that cannot be explained. Yeah? You try it, as I said, read Quran loudly for 10-15 minutes every day and check what will happen to you in a month's time. The scholar said that man wajada fi nafsihi dhiqan, the one who finds that he is low, yeah, and he's sad, he should open the Mus'haf and read يُذْهِبُ اللَّهُ عَنْهُ بِكَلَامِهِ مَا وَجَدَ. Because of the kalam of Allah Jalla wa Ala, Allah Jalla wa Ala will what? Will treat that status that you went through. Allah Jalla wa Ala says, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاء. Wallahi, my dear brothers and sisters, I tried it. Sometimes, as human beings, we go through some difficult times. Whenever you go, I tried it myself. Whenever I go through a difficult time, I just read Quran loudly. Quran means Arabic. Yeah, loudly. And you don't know what happened to you. You feel that you became happier, although nothing has changed from that situation that made you sad.